Aquarius, you guys know you're my babies. We are my favorite sign. You know, Aquarius are self-absorbed, so I'm absorbed with my babies. But I haven't had an opportunity to do a video solely for you guys this week. Normally, I do at least one talk video, but the talk videos are a lot more difficult to deal with because I gotta get glammed up and straighten everything up. So these are so much easier to do. So I will be able to record 4 videos for you guys tomorrow, though. I boxed out the whole day, so I got you. Before the day is over tomorrow, you're gonna have unless something happens where aliens abduct me, you will have you will have a sit down talk video tomorrow because I got something to tell y'all. I can't wait. So today, while I have a little bit of time, I figured, well, why don't I do a reading just for my babies with my really quirky decks? I have my quirkiest ones out for us today. So I am QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. I forgot to do the introduction, guys. If you would please hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it and pass it on to an Aquarius that you know. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Let me know which pile was yours. And if you would like to get a personal private reading done, please email me or hit me up on social media. All of my information is underneath this video. My Patreon is underneath this video, and my Amazon wish list is underneath this video. So, and a bunch of other stuff too. So check out underneath this video. All right, Aquarius, this is your personal pick a card reading for November. This is what you need to be thinking. We're going to do the mind, body, emotion, and spirit spread. So this is what you should be thinking and working on and spiritually attuning to and emotionally working on and physically all that good stuff for November. Okay? So what I want you to do, Aquarius, is pick your pile. Pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. Once you've picked your pile, I'll start reading. I'll give you a second. Okay, so if you need more seconds, please pause the video. The rest of us, we're going to get started. So if you pick pile number 1, here's your mind card. I use the tarot to do the mind cards. Now, one thing you'll notice about this deck, this is the swords. For anybody that reads tarot, probably like, what is that? That's the swords. This deck renamed the suits. So people that picked pile number 1, you should focus your mind on the 3 of swords. What does that mean? Well, it's kind of complicated, Aquarius, because the 3 of swords indicates focusing on your emotional wounds. So it's focusing your mind on your emotions. And this is something that Aquarius have the tendency not to do. So the people in pile number 1, you may have some repressed or suppressed emotional wounds that you are just refusing to deal with, or you might be already in the process of dealing with. And this card says to focus on those wounds, focus on those heartaches for the purpose of healing them. We don't want to focus on something just to sit around and feel bad about it. We want to focus on it for a productive reason. And in this spread, they're saying that productive reason is to focus on them so you can heal them. Now, as an Aquarius, I did the same thing in my youth. I had a drawer full. I had a drawer full of emotional disappointments and regrets that I did not deal with. I did not address. I just stuffed everything in the drawer and moved on. There was work to be done. There was things to do. I just moved on. But the truth of the matter was that I was refusing to deal with them because they were painful. And that pain does not go anywhere. It's still there. You're just ignoring it, Aquarius. So if you got pile number 1, they're telling you to focus your mind on how to heal it instead of how to ignore it. Aquarius are masters at ignoring things, especially people. We will ignore you. We will make you doubt your own existence. Okay? That's how deeply we will ignore you. So this pile of Aquarius is ignoring their own wounds to that extent. And the card is saying, nope, nope. In November, focus your mind on how to heal them instead of how to ignore them. Okay? So Aquarius, that's not an easy thing. Wait a minute. Let me get your rest of your cards. All right. It's not an easy thing, but it's a necessary thing, is what your card is saying. Now, Aquarius, this is going to take a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage. This is your emotion card. And so it takes a great deal of courage, Aquarius, to be able to say, you know what? I'm going to stop running from that which hurts. I'm going to stop ignoring those things. I'm going to deal with my childhood trauma. I'm going to deal with my mother wound, my father wound. I'm going to deal with the things I haven't dealt with already, regardless of what your age is. This is going to take a great deal of courage. And so they're telling you it is a courageous thing to deal with something and not just run from it and not just hide from it. So some of you out there probably watching this groaning like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with feelings. I don't want to deal with emotions. I know, me either. But it's very necessary. And you have the courage and the strength and the wisdom and the self-determination and the emotional fortitude to be able to do so. All right. So that was our emotion card for November. This one here, Aquarius, is your body card. Interesting body card. So physically speaking, this card says that in this particular month of November, there are practices that your ancestors or the old ones and the elders who went before you have used for quite some time. This card is telling you to retrieve those practices. For example, many of our ancient ancestors use herbs, oils, foods, fruits, juices, all kinds of natural holistic things to balance out their body, to keep their immune system strong. Some of them are just the things that they ate. So this is telling you to look back at the old traditions from your own ancestors and from other people's ancestors and see what can you do physically speaking. Like, for example, let's say that you're having a problem with your back. Let's just give a basic example. So let's say it's inflammation. What foods should you stay away from? I know for a fact for inflammation, you stay away from tomatoes. What foods should you eat? I don't know that one, so that would be one of those things. Or if you get migraines all the time, what kind of older methods, what kind of holistic methods can you utilize instead of using pharmaceutical drugs and, something that may be unhealthy for the body? So this is about really like just researching the ways of your ancestors. Also connecting with the ancestors in whatever possible way that you can. On a physical way, because this is your body card. So physically speaking, if you want to connect with your ancestors in general, people build an altar. They build what they call an ancestral altar. It's just a place in your house that's sacred, and you might put pictures of your ancestors there, maybe flowers for them, crystals, decorative things like that. You might have something from your grandfather. Maybe you'll put his watch on the ancestral altar or something like that. So on a physical level, some of you may choose to do that. And the last one is your spirit card, pile number 1. So pile number 1, while you're dealing with all these emotional wounds and tapping into all this courage, this one here says trust your innocence. This card is a really sweet one. This card is about truth, being honest with yourself, and trusting. When it talks about trusting your innocence, it's talking about trusting your spirit, trusting yourself, trusting your intuition. So during this time of, where it looks like you're going to be dealing with some stuff that could be pretty heavy, you have to trust yourself, Aquarius. You have to trust yourself to be able to lead yourself in the right direction, or at least find someone who can help you. You have to trust that intuitive part of yourself to be able to heal the things that are going on inside of you. Sometimes, and it's really interesting with Aquarius, they call us futuristic, because a lot of things that I have, come across in my lifetime, or a lot of things I wanted to be a part of, or a lot of things that I have accomplished, I had to kind of make them up. So Aquarius is innovative in that way. So you're going to have to trust your intuition. You may need to create something that's uniquely your own. You may need to do a different method or something like that, or find something unique that has been created. So you got to trust your intuition to lead you to that which will help you. Okay? So pile 1, I feel like this is going to be this is going to be quite a lot to deal with, I feel like. But I feel like once you heal it, you're going to be in a much better place. All right. All right, pile 1. That's what you're going to be up to in November. Pile number 2. Let's see what you got. Okay. Pile 2. Your card came up in the reverse, okay? Which, if it comes up like this is called the upright. If it comes up like this is called the reverse. Yours came up in the reverse, but I'm turning it around so you can see the artwork. And this is 5, let me see. Get that glare out your face. 5 of Breen, or 5 of Bryn. I've never even seen this word before, but after looking at the cards, it's the 5 of Cups reversed. Okay, so number 2, the 5 of Cups reversed is not a bad card, especially when it's reversed. Actually, sometimes it's better when the card is reversed, and this is one of those times, because the 5 of Cups reversed indicates getting over loss, disappointment, and sorrow. So number 2s, you could have been feeling disappointed in the situation. You could have lost a person, or a job, or a family member, or a friend. And this card says you're going to be recovering from that in this month. So some of you, interestingly enough, will even be reconciling. This is a card of reconciliation. So some of you will reconcile with whoever this person or persons or situation is. Maybe your job hires you back, or you and your ex get back together, or something like that. This is a card of reconciliation. Or you decide to bury the hatchet with an old friend. Maybe you're not gonna be the best of friends, but maybe you have coffee here and there. This is a card that always indicates recovery. So this is not a bad thing. It might take a lot of, conversation. It may even be kind of emotional, because the cups are about emotion. So here we go again with some more emotion. But it's a good thing. All right, so that's where you're focusing your mind at. Let's see what else you got here. All right. All right, so here's your emotions. Number 2, this is going to be uncomfortable. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is a very uncomfortable type of situation. Maybe some uncomfortable conversations need to occur. I just saw something the other day on Google about how to have an uncomfortable conversation. And I thought to myself, we all have to have uncomfortable conversations, but a lot of people, their relationships never get better, Aquarius, because they just give up on them instead of allowing the discomfort. And for us, this is this is something that we will do. So Aquarius, I'm begging you to please don't just give up on whatever this situation is. Talk through these painful conversations. Allow your discomfort. Breathe through it. Work through it. Because the first card is telling us that this is a good thing. It's good to reconcile this energy, or at least bury this hatchet, or, you know, receive, you know, recovery from it. This is good. So even if it is a little bit uncomfortable, please, Aquarius, don't give up on it and put it back in the drawer. Body, Aquarius, the body. All right, so for November, your body card says light cells. All right, so this card here is all about dancing, okay? This is about dancing. This is about movement. It's about doing yoga, doing Pilates. It's about moving the body. So for this month, Aquarius, you should be doing that. Pile number 2, you should be out there dancing. Go pole dancing, go belly dancing. She looks like she's belly dancing to me. So yeah, do things that are going to, you know, bring light into you, and fiery things. Do that. For some of us, is wearing reds, like she has on pretty reds. This is also a card of the root chakra. So dance taps into that root chakra. Sensuality, tantra, sexuality, intimacy, that also taps into that energy too. So this card, as far as your body is concerned, Aquarius, you should be really in your body, in your sensuality, in your dance, in your movement, you know. This is going to be really helpful and help your blood to be flowing and circulating and moving and get your juices pumping, you know. I like this one. This card I like a lot because I don't do a lot of this. I used to dance all the time. This is awesome. For any of you who picked this pile, this is going to be fun for your body. And if you're the kind of person, you know, who, you know, really can't do that, because some people have physical limitations, I would say utilize the sun for that energy. Grounding in the sun. Grounding will help you tap into the root chakra energy that they were talking about. And, you know, the sun will also help tap into that light energy. So let's say you're the kind of person who can't go dancing. Let's say you're altar bodied, for example. Well, maybe you can sit on the porch and get some sun. You know, maybe you can get somebody to take you for a walk, or maybe you can sit in the window and enjoy the sun. You know, something like that. You know, even if you have some type of altered state, you can still utilize that. Number 2, you guys also got the air card. So remember we talked earlier about your emotions and your mental. Well, this card is saying that what's going on, these uncomfortable conversations, you might need to make a paradigm shift. That means that maybe you need to see things from the other person's perspective, or vice versa. You know, maybe that person isn't seeing things from your perspective. It depends on the situation, but for some of you, it's going to be that you're not seeing things from their perspective, and for some of you, it'd be the exact opposite. So this card is really good because what it's telling you to do is to talk, to communicate. We got that from them uncomfortable conversations, but it's saying do a lot of listening, because maybe you missed something. Maybe they missed something in what you were trying to say. Maybe it was just a miscommunication. You know, there's so many different possibilities with this, but it's just telling you be open-minded. Even if they're dead freaking wrong, see if there's a way you can compromise with this person. You know, some of the times the other person is wrong. They are. And sometimes you still have to find a way to compromise with that energy, because you care about the other person, or you want to end the argument. So Aquarius and pile number 2, please be open in that way, even if you're right. Because sometimes Aquarius, oh my God, last night I was talking to an Aquarius, and I said, people think that we are know-it-alls. People think that we, you know, are, you know, know-it-alls with a God complex. And I'm like, this is so untrue. And she said, but you know, Queen, a lot of times we're right. And I'm like, I know. I know sometimes, most of the time we're right, but still, we have to still be willing to see things from a different perspective. Maybe we are right, but just hearing the other person out might help the situation. You know, sometimes people don't necessarily need to be right. They just need to be heard. You know, Aquarius? So think about that when you're dealing with this situation, number 2. All right. Now, we're coming over to number 3. All right, number 3, you have the Knight of Flame. Interesting. All right, so number 3, for November, where do you focus your mind? I like this one a lot. I love this one. The Knight of Flame is the Knight of Wands for any of you that are watching and know about tarot. The Knight of Wands is a spontaneous energy. So this is telling you to focus your mind on fun. Focus your mind on spontaneity. Focus your mind on passion. A lot of passion going on in November. Like, what the? I saw some other passionate cards up here. I'm like, what is going on in November? But yeah, that's what the Knight does. The Knight focuses on spontaneity, creativity as well. The Knight is very creative. But as you can see with the little naked person on the back, it's a free spiritedness to this Knight. This Knight is like having a good time, running around, chasing wild horses, riding through. You know, this is the kind of energy you want to bring to November. So go ride the horse, go have some sex, go eat some strawberries, you know, find some passion, find some creativity, paint some pictures or write some songs, you know. This is all about tapping into that passionate kind of energy. Be a lover, go on some dates, you know. This Knight has a great reputation for that, you know. During this time, focus your mind on how you can have more fun. I know that's a very odd thing to hear from your reading, but it's like, yeah, focus your mind on having more fun. This Knight wants to have a good time, blow off some steam, do some, you know, the other one talked about dancing too for the body in pile number 2. But in this particular case, like, this dancing is more like dirty dancing. I think pile 2 was supposed to be belly dancing. You're going to be dirty dancing and French kissing at the Jamaican club or something like that for this pile, you know. So go have a good, safe time, you know. This Knight isn't always the safest. I threw that in because I don't want anybody to get hurt. But this Knight is kind of reckless. So don't be the reckless Knight. Be the Knight that has a good time, okay? This particular Knight also needs to tap into the vulnerability. So Aquarius and pile number 2, be open to being vulnerable. I know that's a word Aquarius don't always like. Vulnerable. Let me say it again. We don't always like that word. Like, that word has the connotation of hurt. You know, if I'm vulnerable, then I'm exposed. If I'm exposed, I can get hurt. Well, guess what, pile number 3? This is what you need. You need to consider ways in which you can be more vulnerable. You don't have to be vulnerable with everybody. It's like you're going to walk around with your, you know, your chest wide open, vulnerable to everybody. But be as vulnerable as you can when you can, you know, because in that first card, they were talking about, like, you know, opening up and being free. This is part of vulnerability, you know, because think about it. If you're going to tap into who you are, you're going to tap into your creativity, you're going to tap into your passions and desires. That is very vulnerable because you're going to be more than likely sharing them with other people, the world even. So that does take on a lot of vulnerability. People will see you in a way that they may have never seen you before. But the cards are saying that this is a good thing because it's going to further help you as far as opening up, being free, and finding your true voice. This is how you get authentic. All right. Pile number 3, here's your body card. Your body card says to seek advice, okay? So when we get the seek advice card for our body, it means you may need to see a healer, chiropractor, dentist, doctor, OBGYN, you know, or a holistic healer. You know, you need some type of advice. It could be something about vitamins or just something about your body and anything about your body. This is a body card, so it could be your hair. It can be anything. So this card is saying in November, you may need to seek advice. And this advice could also, check out the woman's hair. I love the chrome. She could be an elder, or it could be a male elder too. So you could be seeking advice from an elder. Maybe your mom is telling you how to get your baby to sleep. I remember the old folks would always tell us, put a little bit of cereal in that baby bottle. They'd always tell us that. I don't think you're supposed to do that, but they would always tell us that. The baby can't sleep, put a little bit of cereal in their bottle. And my mom used to always say that to me because, you know, when babies are first born, they're just drinking milk. And some people think that. I don't know if that's scientific. You need to ask your pediatrician before you do something like that. But this is the kind of advice you would get from your elders in the middle of the night when your baby won't stop screaming. Or it could be advice about anything with the body, really. Your elder could be giving you advice about how to wear your hair, or, you know, you could be having some problems with your hair or something like that. It could be about anything about your body, basically. So seek that advice from an elder or from a professional, you know. And this will be extremely helpful because maybe what you're doing isn't enough, or maybe you're not doing the right thing, or maybe you're not doing anything, you know, or maybe you don't know. My daughter had a real bad problem with her skin peeling on her face, and I was able to find the product by talking to my mother, seeking advice from an elder. So this could be something that is very beneficial. And for your last card, pile number 3, this means you have to be receptive. Receptive is all about, because remember they told you to be vulnerable and, you know, get out there. So you have to also be open to receiving. Some of you may find it more easy to give. Giving seems to be easier for most people, actually, depending upon the person. Some people have a real problem with that too. But this card is saying for you, it's going to be receiving. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive compliments and love and affection, or whatever it is that you want and you want to receive. This card is saying you're holding yourself back from receiving it. This is also a card about gratitude. So this card is telling you, Aquarius, to be grateful for what you do have and what you do accomplish and where you are. Because even if you're not where you want to be, you're not where you were. Very important. For anybody who's had a journey and you're not where you were, you know how important that is. So pile number 3, they're telling you to be grateful for that and to receive all the things that your elders and the professionals and the universe and other friends and people want to give you. Okay, so November should be very interesting, pile number 3. If you allow yourself to really tap into that energy and have a great time. All right, guys, it's time for us to get going. Aquarius, you are my babies. Tomorrow, you will get another video, okay? Trust and believe me, you're going to like this one. This next video is about Aquarius who you did not know are Aquarius. I found some sneaky Aquarius, and I'm going to tell you all about them. So you guys, all of you, come back soon because I got so much to say. See you later.